There's something different about a woman with a winning mindset. She doesn't wait for opportunities, she creates them. She doesn't shrink to fit into someone else's expectations, she expands beyond them. A winning woman moves through life with confidence, resilience, and an unshakable belief in her own power. She is not defined by what happens to her, but by how she responds to it. A winning woman knows one thing for sure. She owns her power. She does not wait for permission to be great. She does not ask if she is worthy, she decides that she is. She walks into every room knowing that she belongs there, not because someone told her so, but because she believes it. Society might try to tell her to stay small, to be quiet, to play it safe, but she refuses. She speaks up, she takes up space. She builds the life she envisions, not the one she was told to settle for. She walks into every room with an undeniable presence, not because she demands attention, but because she radiates confidence. She does not wait for permission to exist, to speak, to lead. She knows that her power is not something that can be given to her. It is something she must claim for herself. A woman who owns her power understands that she is not defined by anyone else's expectations. She decides who she is, what she stands for, and how she moves through the world. Owning her power starts with self-awareness. She understands that true strength does not come from external validation, but from an inner knowing of her worth. She does not need someone else to tell her she is capable. She already knows. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable. She refuses to apologize for her ambition, her intelligence, or her dreams. Society may have tried to convince her that she should be small, that she should be quiet, that she should not take up too much space. But she rejects that narrative completely. She does not ask, am I enough? She affirms, I am more than enough. She owns her power because she takes responsibility for her life. She does not wait for someone else to create opportunities for her. She creates them herself. She does not blame others for her failures or hardships. She learns from them, grows through them, and uses them as fuel to propel herself forward. She understands that power is not about controlling others, it is about controlling herself. She masters her emotions, her mindset, and her reactions. She refuses to be ruled by fear, doubt, or insecurity. Instead, she channels her energy into action, into progress, into becoming the woman she envisions. One of the most defining qualities of a woman who owns her power is her ability to set boundaries. She does not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or negativity. She is not afraid to say no when something does not align with her values or her goals. She does not allow others to dictate how she should live her life. She knows that her time, energy, and peace of mind are sacred, and she protects them fiercely. She surrounds herself with people who uplift her, who challenge her to grow, and who respect her for who she truly is. She also understands that owning her power does not mean she is perfect. It means she is real. She embraces her flaws, her mistakes, her lessons. She does not hide from her weaknesses. She works on them. She does not pretend to have it all figured out. She remains open to learning. She knows that power is not about appearing invincible, but about having the courage to be vulnerable. She does not let setbacks define her. Instead, she turns them into stepping stones toward greater success. Her power is not just in how she speaks, but in how she acts. She leads by example. She lifts others up instead of tearing them down. She stands up for what she believes in, even when it is uncomfortable. She does not seek approval, she seeks alignment with her values. She does not wait for the right moment, she creates the moment. She does not fear standing alone if it means standing for something important. Most importantly, a woman who owns her power understands that she is a force to be reckoned with, not because she is loud or aggressive, but because she is unwavering in her belief in herself. She does not allow doubt to dictate her decisions. She does not let fear stop her from taking action. She walks with certainty, speaks with purpose, and moves through life with the knowledge that she is unstoppable. Her power is hers, and no one can take it away. Failure is not the end of the road for her. It is a stepping stone. A woman with a winner's mindset does not see failure as something to be ashamed of, but as something to be learned from. She understands that every setback, every mistake, and every disappointment carries a lesson that can make her stronger, wiser, and more resilient. While others may allow failure to break them, she uses it to build herself up. She does not dwell on what went wrong, she focuses on how she can grow from it. She knows that failure is not a reflection of her worth. It does not mean she is not good enough. It does not mean she should give up. It simply means she is in the process of becoming. The most successful people in the world have failed, not once but many times. The difference between them and those who stay stuck is that they refuse to let failure define them. They get back up, they adjust, and they keep moving forward. She follows the same principle. For her, failure is feedback. It shows her what works and what does not. It forces her to reflect, to analyze, and to improve. She does not take it personally. She takes it as an opportunity. When she experiences rejection, she does not let it crush her confidence. Instead, she asks herself, what can I do better next time? When she faces a challenge, she does not see it as an obstacle. She sees it as a test of her ability to adapt and innovate. She does not fear failure because she understands that growth does not happen inside a comfort zone. She is willing to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to embrace the discomfort that comes with pushing herself beyond her limits. She knows that if she never fails, it means she is not challenging herself enough. She would rather try and fail than live with the regret of never trying at all. One of the most powerful things about her mindset is that she refuses to let failure shake her belief in herself. She does not let one bad experience make her doubt her abilities. She does not let criticism or judgment from others dictate her path. She understands that everyone faces failure at some point, but the ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. She reminds herself that even when she falls, she is still moving forward. Her ability to use failure as fuel is what sets her apart. She does not get stuck in negativity or self-pity. She does not waste time blaming circumstances or other people. Instead, she takes responsibility. She owns her mistakes. She learns from them, and she applies those lessons to become better. She knows that true strength comes not from never failing, but from always rising after a fall. She also understands that failure teaches resilience. Every time she overcomes a setback, she builds mental toughness. She learns that she is capable of handling difficult situations. She gains confidence in her ability to figure things out no matter how tough things get. She realizes that the more she fails and recovers, the less fear she has. She stops seeing failure as something to avoid and starts seeing it as a necessary part of growth. Most importantly, she never loses sight of her goals. Failure may slow her down, but it never stops her. She remains focused on the bigger picture, knowing that every failure brings her one step closer to success. She trusts the process, she embraces the journey, and she keeps moving forward, knowing that no failure is final, only quitting is. She does not rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration. She understands that motivation is temporary, unpredictable, and often unreliable. While motivation can give her a push, it is discipline that keeps her moving forward. She does not wait to feel like doing something. She does it because she has committed to it. A woman with a winner's mindset knows that discipline is the key to long-term success. She does not depend on moods or emotions to dictate her actions. She understands that if she only worked towards her goals when she felt like it, she would never achieve anything significant. So she trains herself to show up every single day, regardless of how she feels. She wakes up early, even when she would rather sleep in. She exercises even when she is tired. She works on her dreams even when the results are not immediate. She sticks to her commitments not because it is easy, but because she knows that consistency leads to mastery. Discipline is her superpower because it keeps her steady when motivation fades. Everyone experiences days when they do not feel inspired or energized, but what separates her from the rest is that she does not let those days dictate her progress. She follows through on her plans because she has built habits that support her success. She also understands that discipline is about making the right choices even when no one is watching. It is easy to perform when people are holding you accountable, but true discipline is built in private. She does the work even when no one is there to applaud her. She does not need validation. She holds herself to a higher standard. Her discipline extends to every area of her life. She controls her thoughts, making sure they align with her vision. She is mindful of her habits, knowing that small daily actions shape her future. She sets boundaries because she refuses to be distracted by things that do not serve her growth. She knows that discipline is not about perfection, it is about persistence. There will be times when she stumbles, but she does not let a bad day turn into a bad week. She gets back on track because she has trained herself to be resilient. She has built a system that allows her to keep going even when things get tough. Discipline is also what gives her true freedom. While some see discipline as restriction, she sees it as empowerment. She does not let emotions control her decisions. She does not let laziness or procrastination steal her potential. Because she is disciplined, she is in control of her life. She does not let circumstances dictate her future. She creates it. Her success is not a result of luck or talent alone. It is a result of her consistency. While others give up when things get difficult, she keeps pushing forward. While others seek instant gratification, she is patient enough to play the long game. She understands that real achievement does not come from shortcuts. It comes from dedication and discipline over time. This is why she stands out. This is why she wins. She does not wait for the perfect moment. She does not make excuses. She does what needs to be done no matter what. And that is what makes her unstoppable. She understands that the most powerful voice in her life is the one inside her head. She knows that her thoughts shape her reality, her decisions, and ultimately her destiny. A winner does not allow negative self-talk to control her. She takes full command of her inner dialogue. Every day, she makes a conscious effort to direct her thoughts in a way that empowers her rather than limits her. She does not entertain self-doubt because she knows that what she repeatedly tells herself becomes her truth. If she constantly says she is not good enough, not ready, or not capable, she will start to believe it. But instead, she chooses to speak to herself with confidence, reminding herself that she is strong, capable, and worthy of success. She is aware that challenges and failures are inevitable, but she does not let them define her. She does not let her inner critic overpower her. When she faces setbacks, she reframes her thoughts. Instead of saying, "I failed," she tells herself, "I learned." Instead of saying, "This is too hard," she reminds herself, "This is a challenge I will overcome." She sees obstacles as opportunities to grow rather than reasons to quit. Her inner dialogue is filled with resilience. She understands that the world may throw doubts at her, people may underestimate her, and circumstances may try to break her, but she refuses to be her own worst enemy. She does not let fear speak louder than faith. She reminds herself daily that she is more powerful than any doubt, any criticism, or any failure. She knows that self-talk is a habit, and just like any habit, it requires discipline. She practices self-awareness, catching herself when negative thoughts creep in. When she hears herself saying, "I can't," she immediately corrects it to, "I can and I will." She replaces complaints with gratitude and fear with determination. She also understands that the words she uses to describe herself matter. She does not say, "I am broken," because she is healing. She does not say, "I am weak," because she is learning to be stronger. She does not say, "I am lost," because she is finding her way. Her words shape her reality, so she chooses them wisely. Her mindset is built on self-empowerment. She does not wait for external validation. She gives it to herself. She does not wait for someone else to believe in her. She believes in herself first. She understands that the relationship she has with herself is the most important one she will ever have, and she nurtures it with positive, affirming, and constructive self-talk. She also understands that controlling her inner dialogue is not about ignoring reality, it is about shaping it. She acknowledges her fears, but she does not let them control her. She recognizes her weaknesses, but she does not let them define her. She is aware of her mistakes, but she does not let them keep her from moving forward. She speaks to herself with the same kindness and encouragement she would offer a close friend. She celebrates her wins, no matter how small. She reminds herself that she is on a journey and she is growing every single day. This is why she stands tall even when life tries to push her down. This is why she keeps moving forward even when the path is unclear. This is why she continues to win, because she has mastered the one voice that matters the most. She understands that she is her greatest asset. A winner does not wait for permission, opportunities, or external validation to grow. She takes full responsibility for her own development. She knows that if she wants to achieve success, happiness, and fulfillment, she must invest in herself relentlessly. Every single day, she dedicates time, energy, and resources to becoming a better version of herself. She does not view personal growth as a luxury. It is a necessary. She knows that success is not something that happens by accident. It is a result of continuous learning, discipline, and effort. She refuses to stay stagnant because she understands that the moment she stops growing, she starts declining. She invests in her mind. She reads books, listens to podcasts, and surrounds herself with knowledge that expands her thinking. She knows that her mindset determines her future, so she constantly feeds it with inspiration, wisdom, and new perspectives. She does not waste time on negativity or distractions that do not serve her goals. Instead, she immerses herself in ideas that challenge her and force her to think bigger. She invests in her skills. She does not rely on raw talent or past achievements. She constantly sharpens her abilities. Whether it is through education, training, or hands-on experience, she is always looking for ways to improve. She knows that the world is changing rapidly, and if she does not evolve, she will be left behind. Instead of making excuses, she takes action. She learns new skills, adapts to new challenges, and continuously pushes herself out of her comfort zone. She invests in her health. She understands that true success means nothing if she does not have the energy, strength, and well-being to enjoy it. She prioritizes her physical, mental, and emotional health. She exercises not just for appearance, but for endurance and resilience. She fuels her body with the right nutrition, knowing that her energy levels impact her productivity and focus. She takes care of her mental health by setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and protecting her peace. She invests in her relationships. She surrounds herself with people who uplift, challenge, and inspire her. She does not waste time on toxic connections that drain her energy. Instead, she builds meaningful relationships with those who support her growth and encourage her to become the best version of herself. She values deep conversations over small talk and quality over quantity. She invests in her confidence. She understands that confidence is not something she is born with. It is something she builds. She does not wait for others to affirm her worth. She affirms it herself. She steps into challenges with the belief that she is capable even when she feels fear. She embraces failures as lessons rather than setbacks. She knows that every experience, whether good or bad, contributes to her strength. She invests in her future. She does not live recklessly, hoping that things will fall into place. She makes smart financial decisions, plans ahead, and takes calculated risks. She does not wait for luck. She creates opportunities through preparation and action. She is not afraid to take bold steps because she trusts in her ability to figure things out along the way. She is relentless in her pursuit of growth because she knows that the more she invests in herself, the more she can give to the world. She does not settle for mediocrity. She does not allow fear, doubt, or laziness to hold her back. She understands that everything she desires, success, respect, happiness, begins with the effort she puts into herself. This is why she wins. Because she is not waiting for someone else to bet on her. She bets on herself. She does not wait for permission. She does not seek validation before taking a step forward. She moves with purpose, not for approval. A winner knows that chasing the approval of others is an endless and exhausting race, one that leads nowhere. Instead, she focuses on what truly matters: her mission, her values, and the goals she has set for herself. She understands that if she lived her life according to the expectations of others, she would never be truly free. She would be a prisoner to opinions, judgments, and external validation, but she refuses to let that happen. She has a vision, and she follows it with unwavering determination. She does not let the fear of rejection or criticism dictate her actions. She knows that people will always have something to say, no matter what she does, so she stops trying to please them. Her confidence does not come from applause or recognition. It comes from knowing she is doing what she was meant to do. She understands that true fulfillment does not come from being liked. It comes from living with integrity and staying true to herself. She does not make decisions based on what will gain her approval. She makes decisions based on what aligns with her values. She is not afraid to stand alone. She understands that walking a purposeful path often means walking alone for a while. Not everyone will understand her choices, and that's okay. She does not need to explain herself to everyone. She does not need constant validation to know she is on the right track. She trusts herself. She listens to her inner voice. She lets her actions speak louder than opinions. She moves with intention. She does not waste time on things that do not align with her purpose. She does not engage in meaningless gossip, unnecessary drama, or distractions that pull her away from her mission. She focuses on what truly matters. She invests her time and energy in things that bring her closer to her goals. Every decision she makes is intentional. She is not afraid of being misunderstood. She knows that people who are used to seeking approval may not understand her mindset. They may think she is arrogant, cold, or indifferent. But she is none of those things. She is simply focused. She has no time to seek validation because she is too busy building, growing, and becoming the best version of herself. She embraces criticism without letting it define her. She understands the difference between constructive feedback and unnecessary negativity. She is open to learning, but she does not let criticism shake her self-worth. She takes what is useful, discards what is not, and keeps moving forward. She values impact over popularity. She does not care about impressing people. She cares about making a difference. She would rather be respected than liked. She would rather be effective than admired. She does not chase trends, attention, or approval. She chases excellence, growth, and purpose. She knows that approval is temporary, but purpose is permanent. She does not live for likes, validation, or applause. She lives for something greater. She does not let opinions dictate her worth. She does not let doubt hold her back. She knows who she is, what she wants, and why she is here. And that is why she is unstoppable. Because she moves with purpose, not approval. She values impact over popularity. She does not care about impressing people. She cares about making a difference. She would rather be respected than liked. She would rather be effective than admired. She does not chase trends, attention, or approval. She chases excellence, growth, and purpose. She knows that approval is temporary, but purpose is permanent. She does not live for likes, validation, or applause. She lives for something greater. She does not let opinions dictate her worth. She does not let doubt hold her back. She knows who she is, what she wants, and why she is here. And that is why she is unstoppable. Because she moves with purpose, not approval.